Hello, students. Now we've already done the main concepts of the essay by Eliot, that is, the concept of tradition and the theory of impersonal poetry, and the conclusion with a gist that the poet's sense of tradition and the impersonality of poetry are complementary things. Now, today, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick out some important lines from the essay and discuss and do those with you all. But before that, I'll speak a little about Eliot, which you can use as an intro in your answer. So, as a critic, T.S. Eliot was very practical, and called uh, he called himself a classicist in literature. And according to Eliot, a critic must obey the objective standards to analyze any work. He thought about criticism as a science, and his criticism became revolutionary at that point of time. 20th century got metaphysical revival because of Eliot. He was the first who recognized or accepted the uniqueness of metaphysical poets of the 17th century. Eliot came with new ideas in the world of criticism in the 19th century and believed that when the old and the new become readjusted, that would be the end of criticism. Now, Eliot demands from any critic an ability for judgment and powerful liberty of mind to identify and to interpret. Now, these are the prerequisites that Eliot wants a critic to follow. Eliot planned numerous critical concepts that gained wide currency and had a broad influence on criticism. Now, you must have heard some of these terms like objective correlative, dissociation of sensibility, unification of sensibility, theory of depersonalization. These are a few of Eliot's theories which laid emphasis on a highly developed sense of fact and gave a new direction and were new tools of criticism. Now, the important lines from the concept of tradition which I pick up is, I quote, "We only conclude that the French are more critical than we, and sometimes even plume ourselves a little with the fact, as if the French were less spontaneous." I unquote. Now, here Eliot is, of course, speaking about tradition, and he's saying that the English don't see the word tradition in a positive way. And particularly, he's talking about the attitude of the English towards French literature. English men have a tendency or a habit to feel proud about what? About their creativity. Now, the word plume over there is something one feels proud about. So, what do the Englishmen feel proud about? They feel proud about their creativity and are not so much proud of the criticality. Now, in French literature, there is a mass of critical writing, and Eliot compares the English with the French, who have a habit of critical method, while the English have a habit of conclusion. So, Eliot seems to be in favor of criticality. he thinks that criticism is as inevitable as breathing. He talks about this in terms of tradition. He says that the Englishmen, while analyzing the poet, admire those aspects which are different from the poet's predecessors. Now, what does he mean by that? He means that they want to get, or they are looking for, a kind of newness and a uniqueness from a poet. They always find or always try to isolate the poet from his immediate predecessors. So, Eliot is saying, if such prejudice or such consideration, if it is put aside, then we can understand a poet's individuality. Now, what he's trying to say, that the Englishmen are just looking at the poet only, looking at what he has done, what is new, what is unique in his composition, and they are totally isolating him from his predecessors. So, uh, according to Eliot, the most individual part of any work is the part in which the dead poets are mirrored. Now, what he is trying to say by that is that no writer or piece of literature has value or significance when it is isolated from its literary canon. So, in order to judge a work of art or literature, it must be compared to the works of the past. Then Eliot talks about, and he says that this kind of a resemblance can only be seen if a poet is very mature. So he asserts that tradition and individuality go together. Then he talks about tradition and historical sense. He says that if the form of tradition remained only in blind adherence of dead people or ancestors, that is a kind of a slavish imitation, then such tradition, he says, should be destroyed, because he says that tradition is not in following the pre-generation, because the word carries a much wider meaning. According to Eliot, in every tradition there is a bit of novelty also. Now we'll do the other important lines in my next lecture.